Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be putting a roof spoiler on this 69 C10. But before we do that, I got to remove the mock-up motor, I got to remove the transmission, and we're going to cut the springs out of the truck so that it sits lower so it's easier to work on the roof. Then, before we work on the roof, we're going to mock up the front end. We're going to put the front fenders on, the core support, probably stick the grill in it, and throw the hood on there so we can get an idea of what it's all going to look like so that I can design the proportions of the roof spoiler. I don't want it too big, I don't want it too little. I need to look at it as together as I can so that it looks cool. Let's get to it. So let's get to it. No, that's stupid. Let's get to it. I got Max.
Did it 3 times.
I got Max here helping me today. He seems to think that was funny.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
He seems to think he's funny. Down she goes. Dude.
That boy is playing.
That boy low. Now we gotta put the fenders on and the core support, which that'll just take just a minute. That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Me and Oreo out here. We about to play with some poster board and some tape. Play around with some ideas. And I'm gonna make a mock-up of a roof spoiler. So I printed off this picture. It's a Ford truck. I looked and could not get an image file of a C10 that I could print out like this, but this is pretty close. It's close enough. You get the idea. So I'm not going for anything super aggressive or super crazy, but basically roof spoiler. It's going to come off the top of the roof and be completely flush and level with the roof line where it's flat, and then the tailgate spoiler will have, you know, a couple of degrees of angle, just because it gives it a little bit of an aggressive look, which I think will be nice. And you may be asking yourself, why? Why are you doing this? And to that, I say, why not? I'm just sitting here looking at it. Been looking at it for a few minutes. It's got a little bit of a droop in it, but that's just because it's paper. Don't know how much more mocking up I'll be able to do with just tape and sticks and paper. I really like it. But it's missing something. Something it needs. And it's just not coming to me. So I'm going to put on some rock and roll and sit here and look at it until it comes to me. gotta be it. That's it. That's it. Right there. That's it. It's not translating on the camera. I'm looking at my phone and it doesn't look right because that light's too daggone bright. Hang on. I'm gonna cut that light off. Look at it now. That's it, dude. That's it. I can see it. It might look funny on the camera, but I can see it. Check this out. I'm standing on the bars right now trying to get as high up as I can because I wanted to see it from the top. I got it angling in and I really like that. That's gonna give it a neat look. But look at that, I got the first piece on there. Man, that is just cool. It's raining. I'm on my way to the shop to work on that roof spoiler. It's gonna be stormy today. It's gonna be rough. It was raining cats and dogs on my way over here this morning. It ain't raining right now, but it's gonna be windy and rainy all day. But we got work to do. My goal for today is to get another ear, that's what I'm calling this, the ear, on that side, and then get a sheet of metal all the way across the top and get all that stuff tack welded on and be happy with it. It's storming last night, but here's my template. I used this piece right there. You can see, you know, how that piece of paper translated into that piece of metal. So I'm just going to take this piece of paper and flip it over and go to the other side. And I will have two symmetrical pieces of metal. All right, I've got it as close as I've been able to get it all day. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make one piece of metal that spans across the whole top of the roof. And I'm gonna lay it up there. Alright, I got my piece of metal laid up there, but this is what I got for now. And what I'm about to do, because it's sagging, it's really low. If you stand back and look at it, it's drooping, and I want it to be straight out at its highest point, so whenever you're looking at it on the side, it looks like the roof is flat. So what I'm gonna do, I need to pick it up in the back here, and if you do that, it gives it the profile that I want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this round stock And I'm gonna cut a bunch of these, 3 or 4 or 5 inches long, and come along here, and about every 6 inches or so, and I'll have these spaced. I'll measure and I'll mark, and I'll have them spaced evenly. And I'll tack them to here and then set this on it. But I'll do it to where it gets the roof exactly like I want. So I left off last night. I quit working on it about 8 o'clock. I got a good 6 to 8 hours of work on it yesterday. And this is what I have come up with. I need to get this side looking like that side. So I was just playing around. I'm not 100% done with this side yet, but I like this shape that we've got going. So if you remove the straight edge and you just look at the shape, it's pretty good. Alright, so you saw what I was doing. I was measuring. This should say 62 and 5/8. I don't know why I wrote a 4. But I was measuring my middle one, 63 and 7/16 from the ground. Then the one next to it, 63 and 5/16 from the ground, a quarter. That, I'm not really worried about those two not being exact, because my tape measure can't come straight down because of my where the trailer arms mount. The tape measure was kind of just a little bit crooked, but it's really, really close. You'll never see a 1/16 of an inch. The other ones are symmetrical to each other. So what that does, and then these on the end, I didn't write that one down, but it's 62 and 5/8. What that does is it gives us a gradual, consistent curve along the whole thing. You can see how we got a curve to it that follows the roof line pretty closely. Now, whenever we get to here, you can see the roof starts to taper off more. So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna get the torch. I wish I would have cut this piece a little bit longer so I have more ability to pull it and flex it. But I'm gonna get the torch and I'm gonna warm this up in here, and I'm gonna bend this and try to see if I can bring it down closer to this. I'm not gonna try to get it exact, because I might end up pulling this piece up. But we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. That has a nice look to it. Look how round and smooth it is. Yeah. We're getting something now. Look at this. It's not kinked right there. Made a good bend. That worked. Phenomenal. That's starting to look like something pretty sweet. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, man. I can't wait till people see this thing. That's going to be so cool. All right, let's get back to work. Do you approve of the roof spoiler? Alright, so I've got this side like I want it. It's looking really good. Love the shape of it. Starting to turn into something that looks badass. Now, I need to get this exact curve on this side over here. If you come look at this side, it looks like the other side did a minute ago. We got two halves, we got to make them one. So what I'm doing, what I've done, is I made a template. Same way I did the transmission tunnel template, I'm doing this. I just took a scrap piece of metal, I bent it around until it fit to my curve really good, and then I marked where it lines up on the truck. So these are evenly spaced apart from the middle bar. So the bar on my very outside over here should be in about the same spot as the other one. So if I line up this line If I line up this line with this side, right there, you can see my mark and the welds. That's what we got to get. All right. That looks good. Need to get my little gauge over here. Check this side one more time. Line up my mark. You can see pretty close. Doesn't have to be exact. It just has to be pretty close. Maybe that's what I should name this truck, is pretty close. I'd say that's pretty close. I mean, lines up pretty good. So, got this side welded, got the other side welded. I can officially, look at that. Look at that. Now it looks a little crude from the back. It looks like a drag truck wing or something. This is not the finished product, not at all. No, we're closing all this in. I bought a piece of 1/2-inch conduit today. Steel conduit. I think it's zinc plated or something. I'll have to sand that zinc coating off or grind it off or something. But I'm going to take that piece of pipe, it has some flex to it, and I'm going to weld it to the bottom of here, along here, and then bring it around here and have it fit flush into the cab of the truck. And then we're going to come back and close all this in here. Day 4, working on the roof spoiler. It's Sunday, it's cold outside. Today will be the last footage of the video. I'm putting up a video soon, so if I don't finish it in this video, we will finish it next video. But I got a lot of grinding to do. I finished up my welding last night, and all along the top, down the sides, around it, anywhere where it's touching the truck, it's welded. I mean, look, I can grab the roof spoiler and I can wiggle the whole truck. I can go up and down. I mean, that damn thing ain't going anywhere. All right, it is 100% part of the vehicle. Now, back here at the back, we're gonna close it in. I had a few people say it looks cool like that. Close it in, or don't close it in. Leave it open. And I agree, it would look cool if we were building kind of a autocross, race car, drag truck type thing. But this is going to be more of a cruiser show truck. And, you know, my goal with the roof spoiler wasn't to just give it a really sporty look, an aggressive look, and to do something different. My goal was, in the end, because this truck will be patina, is to paint from this body line, or actually the bottom of the window, up on the truck, white, an ivory-ish, an ivory white, and then to bring back and try to mimic this patina that was already on the vehicle in the new paint. And if I'm going to do that, then I need to close the back of this in. It just would look weird to have patina on a roof spoiler that's open. I want it to look like somebody did it in the 60s, had the truck painted, and then it all patina. So we are going to close it in, and I'm going to start by grinding all of my welds. And then after I get that done, I'm going to take a piece of 1/2-inch conduit that I got at Lowe's yesterday, and we're going to run it along the top of here all the way around, and I'll place it in such a way, and that will give me a nice round edge. Then after we get that done, we will close in the back with a rounded piece of metal. We'll close in probably 90 to 80% of the back right here. It'll just be straight. And then the last thing we're going to do is close in this area here. And that will probably be the hardest part, though we may not get to that today. but I'm gonna try to. Let's get to it. There you go. You can see how that's gonna kind of look. What do you think of that? I think that's gonna work really well. It fits really good. Look at this. It just gives it a round edge now. Of course, I'm gonna fully weld this all the way around and finish it, and it'll look a little bit better. There won't be any gaps or anything like that in it. The next step, of course, is making my panel that goes like that. So that'll be what we do next after I do this same thing on the other side. You can see how I notched it. I just notched it, and then I flattened out this bottom piece a little bit. So whenever it's worked into the truck, that's how I get rid of that body line. Because this is a consistent tube roll, pretty consistent all the way through. And then right over here, it's just going to flatten out into nothing. So I didn't mention a minute ago on how I make this bend so sharp. I mean, it's a sharp bend down, and then it's a sharp bend back this way that I have to make it do. So it's kind of it's not quite an S, but it's a weird bend. And this tube is very, very hard and stiff. It didn't want to bend even whenever it was red hot. It really didn't want to bend without kinking, which is what I'm trying. I'm trying to get a slow, steady bend with no kinks, because kinks mess up this nice roll that we have and I want. So what I did is I went to the back of it with my cutoff wheel here, and I cut slits. 1, 2, 3, 4. However many you need. I cut slits in it about 1/8 inch apart, some of them 1/4 inch apart, depending on how sharp I wanted to bend it, just the width of the saw blade. And then I heated up this side, and it bent really, really nicely. And it can only bend so far, and then you don't kink it. And if you need to bend it a little bit sharper, just cut that hole back open just a little bit after you've already bent it. Wait, this one was a little bit more tricky. I think I carried this piece on the other one down a little bit further, so I had to bend this piece. The other one was pretty much straight, but we got it on there. It looks good. I got a foundation I can work off of, and that is gonna make the tip of that roof so strong, having a pipe welded to it. I mean, it was it was almost impossible to bend, even with one side glowing red hot and pushing it on the concrete. Like, it was hard to bend. There's no way you'll be able to bump into this and kink it or bend it really bad. Starting to look like something now, dude. Getting pretty excited about it. Next thing I need to do is make my piece that goes under here. Okay, so I got a template here. It's just a piece of metal that I bent into the shape that I want. And if I bring it in here and I put it on there, you can get an idea of about how a big piece will fit. Because if the big piece has this constant bend in the whole thing, and none of these little bars get in the way of it, then I know that I can bend my big sheet of metal to a certain length. I can cut it to a certain length, cut it to a certain height, bend it just like that, stick it in there, and I should be able to tack weld it, trim it up on the truck. that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you want to see some more of this truck, hit that subscribe button. And unless you've seen this before, I'm mandating that everybody share this with at least one person that is a fan of these trucks. I've never seen this before on a 67 through 72. There was a thing that they did where you could get a roof spoiler on a square body like a 73. But I've never seen anybody do anything like this in the custom world or factory. So I believe this is a world's first. So send it to all your square body friends and all your C10 buddies and see what they think. I didn't get finished with it today. We'll finish it up next video. But you have a really, really good idea of how it's going to look. The only thing we have left to do, of course, is make some patch panels to go right here to cover all that up. And then finish weld everything, get everything slicked out, put some primer on it. And then it'll be done as far as metalworking goes. I mean, it is solid as a rock. Watch this. It's solid as a rock. It is part of the truck 100%. It's very stiff, it's very strong. It doesn't, it doesn't rattle. It sounds like that, but it doesn't rattle, which is great. I am extremely happy with how it looks. It's super cool. I'm gonna show you guys. But look at that. Light shining on it like it's the Holy Grail. That looks really cool. It's gonna be awesome whenever it's done. Oh, there's gonna be a tailgate spoiler off the back of that. And it will be at the exact same angle or very close to the same angle as the roof. I'm thinking about putting a little bit of angle on it, like a little bit of kick. Not much. It won't be 45 degrees like you see most of them. And it'll be closed off, built into the tailgate and back of the truck. So just to give you an idea, it'll start like right here and it'll go back and then it'll be built into the side of the bedside. And it'll be split right here, around there. However it needs to be for the tailgate to open and function. Again, the idea with this is, can I make it look like it rolled out of the factory like that and then was patinaed for 50 years? That's what I'm going for. Will I be able to complete it? You'll have to stick around to find out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.